Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, the bosses at ABC have had it with that other show that you don't watch at 10 a.m. Why the screaming has to stop on The View. Then, hey, picky eaters, the pickiest eater on our staff is heading to the mall to eat at a mall food court for the very first time in his life. And of course, we're talking about producer Ted.
What is Chandler Bing's job?
And in honor of tomorrow's big reunion, we are counting down the best episodes of Friends. Wait till you hear what's number one. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Cold Spring. Good morning, St. Peter. Good morning, New Trier. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and Peterson's Cremation Services Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark, everyone.
Hi. You need those people. You do.
That's right.
Yes.
In honor of 6 Feet Under. I love that show. Have you ever seen 6 Feet Under?
No.
You never seen it?
Are we surprised, though?
Well, a little bit. You do have good taste. And I say that with, I didn't mean to sound shocked by that, but you do. You have good taste. I mean,
Thank
look at you.
you.
You look beautiful today.
Why, thank you, Jason.
I loves your hairs like that.
I know, my fancy slick back look.
Mm-hmm. You look like you're getting ready to yell at me for talking too loud in the library.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. This is a library. Anyway, let's say hello to our audience. Who do we have today? I don't even know. Who do we have today? Oh, my goodness. We have a dude. Look at that.
This is Greg Blake from Cedar.
Oh, okay. First of all, Greg, are you an announcer? Listen to you have a better voice than I do.
Well, that's because I sing every week at church.
As you should. Do me a favor, Greg. We're not going to pay for this, but just do me a favor. Give me a tease line. Say coming up. Say coming up on the Jason Show.
Coming up on the Jason Show.
Okay, you're hired. We got to get you hired there. Okay, and who do we have next door to you? Hi, sweetie. What's your name? Are you Avis? Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. There you go. Where are you zooming in from?
I'm zooming in from Sartell.
Oh, I got to say hello to you guys next time too. Well, thank you both for being here. They're going to be with us for the hour, our virtual audience. We're going to have some fun with them a little bit later. Did you hear Greg's voice?
I know. I was like, hello, teacher.
I know. I'm such a nerd. I have a thing because I've always wanted to do this. I didn't play sports. I was very lucky. I always knew I was going to be doing some version of this. Mm-hmm. So when other kids were like getting baseball cards, I was imitating announcers on network television, like the ABC announcer. We should play it sometime. I loved him. He had a great tenor. And for the Love Boat, he would always go, "The Love Boat." And Greg sounds like him. I love a good announcer.
Well, you put it out in the universe, and it brings it back to you. There's a big thing about that. You put it out when you were a kid that's what you wanted, and you did it, and now you're doing it.
And look at that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I often do this. I continue a rant that I did on the radio show, because if you don't know, I have a radio show too that I do from 6 to 9 on My Talk 107.1. Hashtag shameless plug. And so I ended that show with a rant that I'm going to continue here because I think all of you watching, y'all are good people. You'll agree with me. We have a segment on the radio show called Jump the Shark, where I pick something, a person, place, or thing that I'm done with, that has jumped the shark. They're ridiculous. Today, unruly passengers on flights. There has been an uptick in morons on flights. The most recent one was a poor flight attendant from, I believe, Southwest. Did you read this? Mm-hmm. Got punched in the face and got her teeth knocked out by a hoople head, as Kenny would say, my buddy Traffic Kenny, as you well know. Mm-hmm. Anyway, and I know this boils your blood because your mother was a flight attendant for years. Mm-hmm. And here's my thought, and here's my feeling. I get that people, and it's usually about masks. And no matter how you feel, here's my feeling. The flight attendants on that plane, their main obligation, their main job is to keep you and I safe. It's not to give us peanuts. It's not to give me a vodka soda, though I enjoy that. It's to keep us safe. All you're doing, you're yelling at someone who has no control over the rules of their respective company. They don't run American, Delta, TWA. Are they still around? No. They don't have any control. All you are doing when you do that is delaying your flight, everybody else's flight, and yelling at someone that you shouldn't be yelling at. In my opinion, those bucketheads should be fined $100,000, and they should never be able to fly again. And I mean it, never. Sometimes in life you don't get second chances. Nope. And when you punch a flight attendant in the face because you don't want to follow the company's rules, you should be forced to ride a burro for the rest of your life. International travel, take a mule.
A mule? Yeah. I agree with you,
Just
though.
worked up about that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Be a good human. Roll it, Leo. Time for the hot dish. Here we go. Breaking news. They're still yelling at each other over on The View. And apparently the suits at ABC have had enough. Here's the story. The new president of ABC News called a last-minute meeting, and those are never good, to improve the culture on the show. Joy and Megan have been really going at it recently, more than usual, prompting the intervention. The exec told the host that things are getting way, way too personal on TV. One person who did not like the meeting, Meghan McCain, she reportedly stormed out saying she felt attacked. Here's the deal. You can have disagreements without being disagreeable. And I watched The View before I had this show. I don't watch them, watch us, tape them. My feeling is I don't get how anybody wants to ingest that much toxic negativity, because they aren't just disagreeing, they're yelling at each other. And now, because they're in Zoom, it's like the Brady Bunch attacking each other in the opening credits. It's like boxes yelling at each other. And I got to tell you, and I'm not putting all the blame toward Meghan, because I also think sometimes, and I'm a person that realistically, I probably disagree with Meghan maybe 70% of the time. But I think Meghan is valuable because she represents a huge portion of our country. And if you're really going to have a show called The View, I do think it's unfair that you have only one conservative with 4 other people on the other side. That's where I'm with Meghan. Get another conservative in there, for the love of Peter, Paul, and Mary.
It is weird. And I was looking at some of the old photos of old casts of The View from when they've been around. And there was a photo that really stood out to me with when Elizabeth was pregnant, who was the former, more conservative cast member.
Yeah.
And they were all kind of lined up, like hugging each other, holding each other. And it was like, okay, none of them agreed on a lot of different things, but it was amicable. And you could tell that they were just fine outside of this, just like normal people get along with people who don't agree with them.
I don't agree, and I'm not making a joke here, I don't agree with a large chunk of what my father-in-law says. That's why he calls me Meathead and I call him Archie. But you know what? I think I try to do it on this show too. I always make it a point to let him know that I hear him. Because fundamentally, we all just want to be heard.
Right.
I let him know that I don't think he's a blue collar, he's one of the hardest working guys I've ever met in my life. Truly. He's wrong on everything, but he's one of the hardest working people. But I listen to him, and I always mirror back to him and say, I hear you, and then I calmly give my point of view. Mm-hmm. It's only gotten spicy between us a couple times, but I respect him. I don't agree with him, but I respect him, and I fear that The View is indicative of what's going on a lot, and that makes me sad.
Yep.
It does. Next in the dish, there was a reunion on the Kelly Clarkson show yesterday. Simon Cowell was her guest, and she asked him how he has such a good feel for really who's going to become a star. It's a talent. Look.
What do you think you catch that maybe nobody else does?
For me, you can see it in people's eyes. It's like if you've got that kind of, it's something when you look in someone's eyes when they audition, you're like fearless. And even if it's not perfect, it's just something you recognize. I wouldn't say I get it right 100%, but most times...
You get it right a lot.
I've got a pretty good track record. And that's what I do. I look in someone's eyes and I can see whether they're confident or not.
Yeah.
Look, it's hard, but it's still the most amazing feeling, when you always remember that audition when you meet a star for the first time. And that's, genuinely why I still do the job now.
That's got to be so so cool too that
Look, say what you will.
A star.
I don't always like the guy. I think he was kind of slippery with Howard Stern and his negotiations with America's Got Talent. I didn't like that. But you can't deny that the dude knows how to pick talent and pick that thing, that intangible. You always hear people say, oh, they just have that thing. You know, that thing is real. Either you have it or you don't. And Simon can pick it.
Oh yeah, when he's talking about like that fire,
Yeah.
essentially in their eyes. I mean, we all, like you just said, you meet someone like that and you're like, there's something about this person. He just can do it in a way that a lot of us can't.
Yeah.
And do something about it, right? Like,
Yeah. I can always say, even on a local level, even people here being in this business for so long, I can tell the people that really want it and really have that spark and that will really catch on with people. And I can tell immediately the people that are just like, oh, I just want to be on TV to be famous and I'm not really, you know. Like floor director Tyler, he just wants
all
to be
he talks
famous.
about, he just wants to be on TV.
He's thirsty for fame. Thirsty for fame. It's still, really quick, before we go to break,
Yeah.
and I'm not alone in this, seeing everybody without masks, like I didn't see the bottom of Tyler's face for months, and I can't get over it. He's a good-looking guy.
Like jawlines, noses, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I forgot that's what your face looks
It's
like.
a whole thing now. I'm sure. I
Yeah.
talked to a server yesterday. She's like, half of my coworkers, I didn't know what their mouth looked like. That sounded weird. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages. Coming up, it's our new series, Ted Tries It. We're sending our fearless producer to the mall food court for the very first time in his life. Can he handle Long John Silver's and Auntie Anne's? We're going to see.
I'm getting married today! Woo!
Then, could we be more excited? What are the top 10 episodes of Friends of all time? And will you agree with the number 1 pick? And we have some hot dish leftovers today. Find out which of your favorite shows were ratings hits this television season. That and more when the Jason Show continues.
I had no business being there. And here I am, like, hosted, which is also not a job that I do. And I'm supposed to be hosting this after show, and I was just panicked. And we had to be there for the whole telecast and watch it live, so we could sort of like take notes. And producers were talking to us about, you know, who we might be talking to. But then there was a lot of downtime where we were just kind of hanging out. And I saw who I've met before and who's very lovely, but filled me with a lot of fear was I made eye contact with Reese Witherspoon, who was just alone, standing like outside. She was like taking a break from the ceremony. And she looked at me and she said, well, hello, Andrew Rannells. And I couldn't handle myself. So I just reverted back to like 13-year-old Andy Rannells and didn't know how to behave or speak. And then Laura Dern came over and they were talking and I was like, just a sad, prepubescent boy, just being like, do you want to sit down with me? Do you want to talk to me? And they...
Girl star, Book of Mormon star, Andrew Rannells on with Corden last night. He was in this very studio right over there.
Right over there?
Right, well, actually in the next studio when he was here for Jersey Boys.
Right over there.
He was in the traveling, yeah. I went to an after party, talked to him for a while. Didn't follow up.
Yep.
Hashtag regret. But life works how life works, right?
Life works how life works,
That's
Jason.
right. More late night. Gayle King was on with Colbert last night, and she talked about CBS This Morning's move to a brand new set. Look at this.
But you're going to a new spot. Where are you going?
Yes. Hey, oh, how about this, Stephen? Where we did the elections, right there on Times Square. You know, it's the crossroads of the world.
Sure.
We're going to be there on Times Square, right across from Good Morning America. So I can go, hey, Robin, hey, George, hey, Michael, over here.
You got to get one of those water balloon launchers and just soak them down.
Listen, but I love being right there in the heart of New York. I think it'll be great for the show.
It's Andrew Yang.
I think it will, actually, too. I love them. I watch, obviously, the Fox 9 Morning News. Got to watch them.
Duh.
But when my TV's acting up, I watch CBS This Morning. I love Tony. I love Anthony Mason. I love the Gayle.
I'm sorry, when does your TV act up?
That old set, by the way, is they're moving to the old TRL set. That's where they're moving.
Leo,
right
did
in
my
Times
mic
Square.
cut out, or
it
did it
yeah.
work?
I'm only hearing you're just a series of hoots and clicks right now.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, as I was saying, they're moving to that set, and I think it's going to be great for them. You know, you're right in the heart of things, just like the Today Show. And, you know, that all started with the Today Show in like '94. They moved, Studio 1A, and speaking of announcers, in Rockefeller Plaza. That's when it started. Speaking of announcers, let's go back to the audience. Greg, can you say live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza, please? Go.
You're kind of blanking out. I only heard every other third word or so.
Oh, technology. I'm sorry about that. Avis, can you hear me? Okay. We'll fix it. Leo, can we get the toolbox into the computer room, please? We'll check back in with the audience in a little bit. My goodness.
Zoom, I'm telling you.
We are cursed. We are cursed with technology. Anyway.
We are cursed.
I don't know. We'll get back
Let's
to
get
them
Brad
in a little
in
bit.
there.
Yeah. Anyway, Gail also mentioned to Colbert that, her Kirby, favorite daughter's getting ready to have a baby. So she's going to be a grandmother for the first time, but she doesn't want the kid to call her grandma. So she was asking Steven for like new words. Mm-hmm. Like one of them was like Grogu or something. It meant like force of nature.
Oh, well, Kris Kardashian does Lovey.
I'm sorry, what?
She has her grandkids call her Lovey because she doesn't want to be grandma.
What is she, Mrs. Howell?
I don't know. Who's Mrs. Howell? Oh my gosh. I didn't know this would cause a commotion. Are we going to break? What's wrong? Who is that? Okay. See myself out.
I'm going to tread lightly because if you don't answer this next question correctly, I am going to call Shane. Have you heard of a show called Gilligan's Island?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. We're safe, but still, let me.
She's on a kayak. She's very busy.
Is she on a kayak right now?
Yeah, she was on a kayak today.
But she's done, isn't she?
Mississippi River.
Mrs. Howell was part of the 3-hour tour. That's who she is. She was the millionaire's wife. Yeah. Have you heard? Do you know like Gilligan, the Skipper 2, the millionaire and his wife?
I told you I had heard of the show.
Lovey. Okay, that's all. Okay. Shane's on a canoe, you said?
She's on a kayak. She's not gonna
same
answer
thing.
you.
It's a boat in the water. It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It
You
is.
paddle very
It's
differently.
very
It's very
similar.
different shape.
I just want her on standby just in case you have another.
Moment.
She's rolling me into voicemail again. Next in the dish, Pilot Pete is responding to his ex's comment. I haven't fired you lately. You have to admit. Yeah. Pilot Pete is responding to his ex's comments about their breakup. On Monday, we told you why his ex, Kelly Flanagan, decided to end things. Kendall loves this. She ended things because Pete plays with Pokemon cards, and he plays video games, and he likes to party a little too much, and said their hobbies and interests didn't match up. Now, Peter is calling those comments calculated and says he was caught off guard, saying it was the best relationship he's ever had. The two dated for 10 months. Okay, hi pot, hi kettle. I find it a little disingenuous where anybody from that cesspool of a show talks about calculated PR moves. Y'all do, all of you do that. Every single one of ya. Everything's calculated. Are you kidding me? You thirsty little alligator. Everybody does. Everybody that's ever been on that show is a thirst trap. A walking, talking, hairpiece wearing thirst trap.
It's even worse now because of social media, because they get like famous.
Why did I say hairpiece? He doesn't have a hairpiece.
I don't think he does, but I can't confirm or deny either way.
And I don't care. I like hair pieces.
They're now called toupees? Wigs? Wig.
No. Quoting the Real Housewives. But no, I just don't like those people because he's released statements all the time.
I know.
You know?
Listen, I was over him when he was the Bachelor, and I'm over him now, and he can just over himself that way and get out of my news feed.
Wow. In other Bachelor news, Matt James and Rachel are officially an item again. Matt chose Rachel in the Bachelor season finale, but the two ended things shortly thereafter when old racially insensitive photos of her kind of popped up on a podcast. He said he's fully committed to their relationship now, but the two are staying private while they work through things together. I'm sorry, do you mind if I take this? It's Shane. Hold on just a second. Jason Matheson.
What'd she do this time?
for the win.
Hi, Shane.
Kendall.
Yeah. First of all, I hear, are you on a kayak or a canoe or something?
I'm freshly off the open water, yes.
Okay, are you safe? You weren't bitten by a shark or anything, were you?
I did get a bug in my eyeball during a live shot, but I fished it out, showed it off to the camera.
It's all for the TV, right, Shane? I mean, we sacrifice for the television show, don't we?
Sacrificed my right eye today.
Well, here's the infraction today. Should we call them Miss Kendall infractions? She did not, she didn't, barely knew Gilligan's Island, Shane.
Oh, that's crazy.
Okay. Do you know Gilligan's Island, Shane?
I know they took a tour. I think it was supposed to be 4 hours, and it lasted a little longer.
Okay. I'm still loving you. It's a 3-hour tour, but that's fine. You were closer.
I'm really close.
You were closer than sassafras over there. So, okay. Well, I'm glad you're safe. Will you please, I know you have children and a family, will you please be on standby just in case I have to remove her?
Understandable, but hey, before I can just step in, you do need to talk to my manager, Ted.
Did you just promote Ted?
He's my manager, so he's kind of in charge of like what I'm up to, what I can do. So let's speak to him.
Bye, Shane. Okay, yeah, we can't be promoting Ted on this show. Next in the dish, the 2021 TV season ends today, and we're learning who the winners and losers are among the highest rated non-football shows. This Is Us and The Masked Singer tied for the top spot, Kendall.
Whoop, whoop.
Grey's Anatomy, The Equalizer, Fox's 911, and The Bachelor and Bachelorette all made it into the top 10. Among the lowest rated shows, The Unicorn, MacGyver, Blackish, and Name That Tune.
What?
What's
the Unicorn?
I don't know. Does anybody know what
Is
the
that on
Unicorn
our
is?
network? Please tell me it's not on our network. Oh,
Is it?
thank
It's not
God.
on our what network? Oh, it's on CBS. Oh, I know. Seriously, Kendall,
started pitting
we
out
were
as soon as
both
I said
almost
that.
fired right
Yeah.
there.
We were like, maybe we shouldn't have said that.
I know. Here's what surprised me.
Yeah.
Is the fact that Grey's is still in the top 22.
What?
And the fact that now some of the top shows only get 3 million viewers. Back in the day, you would have been canceled before the first commercial break. It's stunning what now is perceived as a hit show because of the fragmenting of the audience. 3 million? Oh my goodness, you wouldn't have been able to touch primetime TV back then.
Really?
Oh yeah. We're talking shows that used to get 10 million, 16 million weekly.
Other than football.
Other than football. I knew that would make you happy.
Thank you.
I know. They did that for you. Next up, a blast from the past and by the way, all those Chicago shows are also in the top 10. Med, Fire, PD, Post Office.
PD's the best.
That's right. Pet Carrier, Maintenance, Parks and Rec.
Those aren't real, everyone.
Last night, a blast from the past on last night's Real Housewives of New York City. Former cast member Heather Thompson returned for a dinner party, but got a very chilly reception from the women.
I know Heather has a history of talking about me on her podcast, and it's not in a good light. Last thing I'm gonna do is help her do her hair right now. Next, she wants me to carry her luggage. I mean, well, let me show you where everything is so you can get ready.
Okay, perfect. You go first, and I'll follow you.
You're a strong girl. I remember that about you. So you're being downstairs, lower level. You have your own private bathroom.
I love it.
And then whenever you're ready, you'll come up.
Perfect. I walk in and I felt it was a bit cold as ice, and now I'm being kind of banished down to the dungeon. But really,
yeah, Heather, you were kind of. Heather got called out for gossiping about the women over the last year or so on different podcasts and tabloids. She was the kids called on blast. She sat down at the dinner and they were all like little piranha. They just ate at her. It was fantastic. I didn't mind Heather, but look, if you go on a podcast and call former castmates names and then you come face to face with those cast members, expect to be called out. And they did. You can't blame them.
Hope you got paid, Mama.
That's right. Holla, as she would say. We're going to take a break, friends. Stay right there. We'll be back right after this. I love this script. A few weeks ago, we found out that producer Ted lives a very sheltered life, especially when it comes to mall food. So Kendall sent him to the Mall of America to try things that he's never tried before, including the magical mall pretzel. And that means it's time for our brand new segment, Ted Tries It.
It was the big controversy of 2021. I've never had a mall pretzel. Well, Kendall decided to send me to the Mall of America, and we're gonna try some mall food, but first we have to try the pretzels. It's the worst segment idea ever, Kendall. Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. I have never had a mall pretzel before. Can I get the original pretzel? No cheese. Do you have like mustard or something? Salt? Salt, yeah, lots of salt. There were a lot of questions. There were more questions than I was prepared for. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, here we are. Pretzels. Should I just try it right now?
No, here, I got an idea.
Want to watch me eat a pretzel? This is for the Jason show.
Let's do it.
So, I've never had a mall pretzel before.
Really?
My coworkers thought it was very important that I try a mall pretzel.
Wait, are you from Minnesota?
No, I'm from Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Did you say that? Did I miss that part? I was going to say I was surprised that you've never. Have you been to the mall before?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Is it like a rite of passage for every Minnesotan has had a mall pretzel before? You guys can watch me eat this. There it is. Here it is. Well, I'll just pull the whole thing out.
good, huh?
It's a little salty.
Oh, yeah. Did you get a drink?
No,
They didn't
I
tell
don't
you
need a
about the
drink.
drink you needed?
The company's not going to pay for a drink.
Oh, just the pretzel.
Yeah, just the pretzel. Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. For a mall pretzel, pretty good.
How was it watching Ted eat a mall pretzel?
Best experience ever.
Life-changing.
Yeah.
Really, life-changing.
I'm gonna go get a pretzel.
Yeah, we also are gonna go eat some pretzels now.
You are the wind beneath my wings.
So, I ate a pretzel.
Okay.
You would never know it's the ratings period, would you? Ted joins us now from the control room. Now, Ted, first of all, the crew and I agree, you missed a fundamental piece of the mall pretzel eating experience, and that is the dipping into the molten lava of cheese. Thank you, Kendall.
Yeah, and here's the thing with that. I made kind of a game time decision because I just didn't have enough hands.
Okay.
It just, Kendall wants me to take social media photos of me eating.
Ted, I'm now demonstrating how you can basically do it with. Okay. Now, you also, so we had more than one assignment. You think that, no, we weren't just messing around with a pretzel. You also went to Kendall's favorite place at the mall, Cinnabon. And you had never been there, right?
I have never been to Cinnabon. I like a good cinnamon roll. I like, whenever I go to a bakery or whatever, cinnamon roll it is. So Eric said I had to get the extra frosting.
Yeah.
So here it is. I've never been here. I heard it's just a lot of calories.
Yeah.
Which isn't a problem. I thought it was a little slimy.
I may need Shane to replace Ted. Kendall's fantastic. Really? But overall, that was your only observation about the beloved Cinnabon, is it's a little slimy?
It just kind of creeped me out a little bit. Nice
my
people,
goodness.
very lovely people.
They're fantastic. Well, forget it. Kendall will eat his. Okay, so Kendall picked Cinnabon. I picked one of my favorite places, and currently the only place in the entire state where you can get Long John Silver, not the whole state, but in the metro, Long John Silver's. How did this go?
I've never even thought to go into a Long John Silver's before. So here is the fish.
That's the fish, right? Did you get the combo?
I did get the combo. They don't have the combo you used to get.
No, but did you get the fish and more when you get the fish and then the chicken plank?
I did do the fish. I did do the chicken too because, Leo said that the chicken sort of tastes like fish. So
well, Leo's wrong on that, but anyway, did you enjoy? I'm watching your face now. Let me go. How was the fish?
Right there. That tells you everything. No, it was tough. It was tough. It was very tough to put that down.
Okay, how about the chicken plank?
The chicken wasn't bad. I didn't really taste a fishy aftertaste or anything.
Okay, I still love you because the chicken plank is. If you would have disparaged the chicken plank, we would have been done. But.
And then they also had like bits and pieces underneath.
Yeah, they're called crunchies.
Oh,
God, I got roll defense. Little puffy kids like me, when you would go up to the counter, you would get the treasure chest meal and extra crunchies, which is just fried dough. Thus the reason I weighed what I did when I was a kid.
So
yeah,
we said we want the treasure chest, and they were like, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, Ted, thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Great idea.
Oh, no, hey, it was the debut of Ted Tries It. We're going to take a break. We'll be back, my friends, right after this. Love those crunchies. Kendall, let's go to Cinnabon, and then we'll go to lunch at Long John's. Welcome back. Welcome back. My lovely Kendall. Remember we talked to Shane earlier, and Shane revealed that Ted was her manager.
Yeah.
Well, Shane was watching the show, Kendall, and she just texted, "I'm now firing Ted as my manager after he revealed his Cinnabon opinion. I do not support his stance." Yeah. We stand in solidarity with Shane and Cinnabon. Yes.
We love
slimy.
our Cinnabon.
Have you ever heard anyone refer to that as slimy?
No, the smell alone is like heaven's doorstep.
That's right. Heaven. I like that. Heaven's doorstep.
Thank you.
Hope you're still hungry because we have a serving of hot dish leftovers. Roll it, Leo. That's right. We've washed that to-go container too, by the way. We just want to let people know.
Thank God.
Yeah. This story is just nutter butters. A woman loses her job and faces charges in Texas after she breaks into a monkey exhibit at the El Paso Zoo. Check this out. Instagram video from last weekend shows her feeding a pair of spider monkeys under a waterfall. You can also see her walking through the water in the exhibit. The law firm where she works has fired her, and the zoo is planning to press charges for the security breach. Yeah, and also, she fed the monkey hot Cheetos. She fed the monkey hot Cheetos.
That's not good for their digestive systems.
No, it's not good. Are you kidding me? It's not good for our digestive systems,
Right?
Let alone a spider monkey. I know. No, all kidding aside, just like at the top of the show, I was talking about people being mean to punching flight attendants.
Yep.
Every other week we hear about someone breaking into an animal enclosure. Come on, just to get the perfect shot, or sometimes they do it to go on TikTok. That one woman fell into a lion den. I'm like, come on.
It's just ridiculous.
They're wild animals, and don't be feeding them. That's not, all jokes aside, that's not healthy for them.
No.
They're on a very strict diet for a reason, to keep them healthy. And there you are, opening up the corn nuts.
Well, and these zookeepers were like, we don't even go in there.
No.
Like, because they can get aggressive and territorial, and they have canine fans.
Yeah, everybody thinks.
That.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, sweetie. Everyone thinks it's like a boo in Aladdin.
Right.
No, they'll eat your face off.
Right.
They don't know. There's Sally walking in. If I was the monkey, I'd bite her too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you doing in my house, Sally? That's me as a monkey. What are you doing in my house?
What are you doing in here?
Oh, you have a Cheeto? Always hungry. Next up, a waitress in Illinois who may want to consider trying out for American Idol or The Voice. Watch this. How great is that? Y'all, that's Miranda, a waitress at a Cracker Barrel in Southern Illinois, singing Happy Birthday earlier this month. The video has millions of views on TikTok and YouTube. And hats off to the dude. I think it's him right there. That one dude put it on his TikTok and said, hey, internet, use your powers for good. Make her famous. Find out who she is. And the internet does sometimes what the internet does. And they found her. And good for her. I hope she gets some sort of deal out of this, you know?
Something. She's amazing. We were just talking about this, think it's kind of funny, the people who have clearly heard her sing a lot, so they're like, yeah, she does this all the time. And they're like walking in front of her, trying to be like waiters still. Super funny, because she clearly is always that good.
Well, and if you've ever, we got to go, but if you ever worked at one of these chain restaurants like I have, like Red Lobster or Chili's or TGI Fridays, they all have a birthday song. And you know, this is your birthday song. It doesn't last too long. We'll be right back. Stay with us, everyone. Back in a moment.
That's it?
That was it.
Here we go. Pivot. 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 Pivot.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Such a good moment. A classic from Friends when Ross, Joey, and Rachel moved a couch upstairs. And who among us has not done that when you're helping a friend move? Have you screamed pivot?
Oh, all the things.
All the time, yeah. We're less than a day away from seeing our friends back together in the much anticipated reunion special airing on HBO Max. In honor of that, mentalfloss.com. They're good. I like them. That's a website we can trust, not like, ukulele.com. Put together a list of the 10 best episodes according to ratings on imdb.com. So, let's start with number 10, when Rachel puts beef and peas in her dessert trifle.
Does it not taste good? Let me try it.
No, yeah. All done. So good. Maybe Chandler has some left. It tastes like feet. I like it.
Of course you do, Joey. That was, of course, they were famous for their Thanksgiving-themed episodes, and that was one of many of those. Oh, Joey. Number 8 on the list is the moment two friends first hooked up. Look at this.
I'm getting married today! Woo!
Morning, Ross.
I'm getting married today!
Yeah, you are.
Oh, woohoo!
You think you knew I was here?
That's Chandler and Monica when they started their fling in London during Ross's wedding. See, you know what? It's out of fashion right now. I'm looking at the top 10 of the ratings. You can see there's not one comedy. Did you notice the audience clapping and screaming? As a viewer, that adds to your excitement. You know what I mean? Like when Rachel kissed Ross for the first time and the screaming of the audience, it gets you excited. I miss that. Number 3 is a classic episode when Phoebe found out she was pregnant and the men and women competed in a trivia contest.
What is Chandler Bing's job?
Oh, gosh. This has something to do with numbers. And processing. And he carries a briefcase.
10 seconds. You need this or you lose the game.
It has something to do with transponding. Oh, he's a transponster. That's not even a word.
Courtney Cox's delivery there. That's not even a word. Oh, so good. Number 2 on the list of the highest rated episodes according to IMDb, the series finale.
Wow.
I know. Seems smaller somehow.
Has it always been purple?
The friends said farewell to their apartment and then went for coffee. And then Chandler goes, where should we go? And that was it. Look, I like the series finale. I really love it, actually, because it's very hard to land, as we say, land the plane, especially on a show like Friends that was a phenomenon and lasted 10 years. And what do you do? And you're never going to satisfy everyone, but how do you put a bow on it without making it contrived, predictable, but giving some satisfaction to the fans, a little bit of fan service. And I think they accomplished all of that. It was emotional. You want some emotion. Like when Ross comes back in, you know, from the plane, he took the, you know, get off the plane, get off the plane. And then Rachel goes, I got off the plane. And then she's standing in the doorway and the crowd, the studio audience goes nuts. It's so good. It's so good. Now, the #1 rated episode out of 236 total episodes, and it comes from season 5.
Joey, do they know that we know?
No.
Joey?
They know you know.
Oh, I knew it! They don't know that we know they know we know. And Joey, you can't say anything.
Couldn't if I wanted to.
It's when the friends found out about Chandler and Monica's romance. Again, that's when Phoebe's like, my eyes! That's so, oh, it's so good. It's so good. Do you have a favorite?
I had this season, is it season 8 box set? Like, but I'm sorry, I never watched it. I ended up donating it because I don't know. I know, I'm sorry. I would watch it if it was on, you know.
Yeah,
but
totally.
I didn't religiously watch it. No.
I get it. No, I get it. It's, believe me, it's on all the time in my house. It's whether TBS or watching it. Yeah, it's good to have it in the background. And it's one of those great shows where, and I say this a lot, I think the key to the success was you knew all of the characters from the pilot. You knew who all of them were. They were so well-rounded, so well created, and so well cast. It was one of the best casted shows ever. And the woman that did that, her name is Barbara Miller, a legend. The Friends Reunion special starts streaming on HBO Max tomorrow. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. Welcome. Goodbye question just a second. But first, Kendall, we got an email from the Jason Show Facebook page from Lynn Taylor. Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
Lynn writes, what does Ted actually eat to survive? What is his go-to food?
Peanut butter and jellies.
Is that what it is?
Isn't that what you eat every day, or is it just peanut butter?
No,
No jelly. Yeah, no,
jelly.
sans jelly.
Ted quickly got in the ear.
Yeah.
No jelly. No, just peanut butter sandwiches every day.
Honestly.
Almonds. Oh, almonds and peanut butter sandwiches.
He goes to Costco a lot, though. So what does he get there?
No, let's be clear. He goes to Costco with know-it-all Nick in our assignment desk to gossip. That's all. It's like two little grandmas going to bingo together.
Yep.
Yeah, and he gets free samples that he gives to Nick because he doesn't like anything. Yeah. Ready for the bubblegum goodbye?
Yes.
Know-it-all Nick. We got to have him back on the show.
We do. Oh.
Wow, somebody grunted when I said that. Never have I ever
I hate this game.
lied about my age. Girl, Tuesday. Anyway, we're going to take a break and we'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Welcome back to the show. Bubblegum goodbye. Jeff put some never have I evers in there. Never have I ever lied about my age. Ladies first.
Of course I've lied about my age.
Have you really?
Duh.
You don't need
Jason,
to. You're beautiful and young and stunning.
Okay, I had a lot of fake IDs back in the day.
Okay, of course you did, yeah. I haven't.
Yeah?
Up until the last few years. I love my birthday. If you know me, you know that. But the last few years, as I approach, I'm like over the mid-40s, that I don't like that.
A little white lie.
Yeah, a little white lie. Let's say goodbye to our audience. I'm sorry for the communication error. Avis and Greg, thank you for being here. Please come back when we can welcome folks into the studio, okay? I would love to see you.
Will do.
Will do.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Tomorrow on the show, Lindsay Ginsel is back making ice cream sandwiches. I guess this is a thing, Kendall. I didn't know. And Kendall is all about the honey as she goes, why did I say it like that? She goes to an urban beehive that tomorrow. Right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.